A clip too brief to explain, yet far too powerful to ignore? Why did Jungkook react in such an unusual way right after Kim Taehyung spoke in a tone that was almost inaudible? Was this just a spontaneous behind-the-scenes moment, or could it actually be a hidden clue that the public has overlooked all along? And most unsettling of all, why did thousands of ARMY feel that something was off, even though not a single controversial word was clearly heard? The 18-second video surfaced suddenly on social media, almost without warning. There was no official announcement, no extended context to explain its background. Just two global figures who have been known to the world for over a decade, sitting side by side in what appeared to be a relaxed setting, yet carrying a tension that was difficult to put into words. Kim Taehyung was seen wearing a light gray hoodie with an expression that seemed calm, almost too calm, while Jungkook sat beside him in a black hoodie, a thick silver necklace drawing attention. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than a casual moment between two longtime friends. But as with many moments in BTS's history, it was precisely that simplicity that sparked thousands of speculations. It didn't take long for the clip to become a major topic of discussion across platforms. Fans began replaying every second, slowing it down, observing eye movements, even attempting to read lips that were barely visible. In the modern fandom world, especially surrounding BTS, even the smallest detail can become the key to understanding something much bigger. And in this case, those 18 seconds felt like an incomplete puzzle waiting to be solved. What made this moment different from the countless other interactions between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook? The answer may lie in a reaction so subtle, yet deeply meaningful. In the clip, Kim Taehyung slightly tilted his head, as if saying something meant only for Jungkook to hear. No microphone clearly captured his words, yet the expression that followed became the center of attention. Jungkook, known for his composure and professionalism in front of the camera, suddenly showed a reaction that was hard to categorize. It wasn't laughter, nor was it clearly sadness. There was a brief pause, a shift in expression so subtle that it could easily be missed. But for fans who have followed their journey for years, even the smallest change felt like a significant signal. Was it surprise? Was it an emotional response he tried to hide? Or was it something deeper? Something only the two of them could understand. As attention toward the video grew, countless theories began to emerge. Some fans believed it was simply a moment of exhaustion after a packed schedule, an ordinary interaction magnified by public expectations. Yet others felt there was another layer to it, something that couldn't be dismissed as mere coincidence. This phenomenon is not new in the world of BTS. Since their debut, each member has built strong relationships with one another, creating a dynamic that is both unique and deeply compelling. However, the bond between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook has often drawn special attention, particularly because of how natural their closeness appears in various moments. For over a decade, the public has watched their relationship evolve, from fellow group members into friends who seem to understand each other without needing many words. The chemistry they display on stage is often seen as one of the key elements that makes BTS so beloved worldwide. Yet behind it all, there has always been room for interpretation, speculation, and sometimes even misunderstanding. In this context, the 18-second clip became a kind of mirror reflecting different perceptions. For some, it was proof of a genuine bond. For others, it hinted at something unspoken. And for a more critical few, it was simply an example of how humans tend to search for meaning even in the simplest moments. What cannot be denied, however, is the emotional impact of the clip. Thousands of comments flooded the original upload, reflecting just how deeply connected ARMY is to their idols. Some felt touched, others worried, and many were simply left confused. Why could such a brief moment trigger such a massive reaction? The answer may lie in the relationship that BTS has built with their fans over the years. It goes beyond the typical artist-audience dynamic. It is an emotional connection shaped through music, storytelling, and shared experiences. And an increasingly fast-paced world filled with distractions, moments like this serve as a pause, a reminder that behind the glamour of the entertainment industry are real people with real emotions. And perhaps that is what made these 18 seconds feel so significant. As time passes, attention on the clip may fade, replaced by new content and new headlines. Yet the questions raised by those 18 seconds are likely to linger, at least in the minds of those who witnessed it. What exactly did Kim Taehyung say? Why did Jungkook react the way he did? And do we, as viewers, truly understand what we are seeing? Perhaps the answers will never be fully revealed. But it is precisely in that uncertainty that the fascination lies. In a world overflowing with information, small mysteries like this are rare, inviting us to pause, to think, and perhaps to feel. And when all theories have been explored, all possibilities considered, one thing remains clear. Whatever the nature of their bond, the connection between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook has left a lasting imprint, not only on the history of BTS, but also in the hearts of millions of ARMY around the world. And yet, just when it seemed like the conversation around those 18 seconds had reached its peak, something even more intriguing began to unfold. Why did new angles of the same moment start circulating hours later? Why did some fans insist that the expression on Jungkook's face changed more drastically than initially perceived? And perhaps most curiously, why did Kim Taehyung's calm demeanor begin to feel less like composure and more like something intentionally controlled? As the clip continued to spread, slowed-down versions revealed micro-expressions that had gone unnoticed at normal speed. A slight tightening of Jungkook's jaw, a blink that lingered just a fraction longer than usual, the almost imperceptible shift of his shoulders, as if bracing himself for something. These were not dramatic gestures, not the kind that would immediately capture attention in a loud, chaotic environment. But in a quiet, seated moment like this, they became impossible to ignore. And then there was Taehyung. Kim Taehyung, often praised for his enigmatic presence and emotional depth, seemed unusually restrained. His posture remained relaxed, but his eyes, those eyes that fans have long described as expressive beyond words, carried a stillness that sparked even more questions. Was he choosing his words carefully? Was he aware of the camera in that exact moment? Or was this simply the natural result of years spent under constant public scrutiny? Some began to revisit past interactions between the two, drawing comparisons that only deepened the mystery. There were moments from previous concerts where laughter came easily, where their energy felt light and unburdened. There were behind-the-scenes clips filled with playful teasing, spontaneous reactions, and an undeniable sense of comfort. But this felt different. Speculation soon evolved into narratives. Could this have been a private conversation accidentally caught on camera? Was Taehyung sharing something personal, something serious enough to shift Jungkook's usual composure? Or was Jungkook's reaction less about the words themselves and more about the timing, the context, the weight of everything surrounding that moment? There was also another layer that fans couldn't ignore: the timing of the clip's release. It didn't emerge during a quiet period. It appeared amidst ongoing discussions about future projects, group activities, and the ever-present curiosity about what lies ahead for BTS as individuals and as a collective. In such a climate, even the smallest gesture can take on amplified meaning. A question about communication without words. A question about how much can truly be understood from a glance, a pause, a subtle shift in energy. A question about the invisible threads that connect people who have spent years growing side by side under the same spotlight. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of this moment wasn't what was seen. It was what was felt. Across continents, fans